Welcome to Primitive Archer TV.
All right, it's 1:52 in the morning. I've got 3 days counting this one before I have to leave. Gonna heat treat this now, and then while that's cooling off, I'm gonna start working on making some strings for it. So let's get started on the heat treat. First thing to do is clamp it down. I'm lining up my alignment marks. I think I might have just found out why I've been struggling with getting this to bend more, to match the bend that this one has, because I just noticed this one is deflexed more than this one. Now I'm doing an actual heat treat. I'm not just shape forming the bow anymore. I'm actually cooking this wood to the point that it changes its properties and hardens and increases its compression resistance. So hopefully throwing a little deflex into it, which will make it bend easier, but also hardening it with the heat will increase, well, they'll cancel each other out, is what I'm trying to say. And then I'll have the correct bend, but without it wanting to fold over. And with any luck, I'll actually need to take a little bit off of this side. Making sure the tips are lined up. And I'm not offsetting my tips, introducing any twist into them. And that one looks like it's lined up well. So this one was tilted too far this way. So I put the clamp on this side of it so that as I tighten it up, the tip will come around this way. And I overcompensated just a little bit to compensate for some spring back. And the reason this side deflexed more than this side, so the reason, I'll just show you. The reason this fade deflexed more than this fade, and it's subtle, but you notice it when it's on the tree, is if you'll see right there, I've got a contact point, and that's where a knot cluster is. So when this got pushed down, that knot cluster was pushing up, causing this to deflex more than this side that does not have that knot cluster. So you see right there about the 2-inch mark, there's a knot cluster, but over here there's no knot cluster until you get out to like the 8-inch mark. So that's what made the difference. Alright, it's 5:42. I've got these limbs heat treated. 5:42 a.m. Picked up some draw weight. Either that or I'm tired and don't have the strength hardly to brace this thing. Let's see what it looks like on the tree. That's out of adjustment. Brace don't look bad. So 10 inches, we're at 26 pounds. 26 pounds at 10 inches after the heat treat. Where were we before? We were only at 19 pounds for the heat treat. We're at 26 now. That's what tiller in to do. But before I do any of that, I think the tiller just changed on that bow. The left limb is stiffer than the right limb. Let's see if we can't speed run this. Yeah, right limb is bending more than the left, but the this is no longer a problem area. Actually, if anything, this is stiffer than that, but I still need to get this bending more up in here. So I'm gonna do some more. So let me see. So we were at 26, I think, at 10. Let's see if that got us down any in draw weight. No, it did not. So at 26.3. So I'm gonna do some more scraping. I hear the string tension on this thing. I don't know how well you can pick that up. That is toit toit. Alright, let's see if we can't speed run this. Yeah, right limb is bending more than the left, but the this is no longer a problem area. Actually, if anything, this is stiffer than that, but I still need to get this bending more up in here. So I'm gonna do some more. So let me see. So we were at 26, I think, at 10. Let's see if that got us down any in draw weight. No, it did not. So at 26.3. So I'm gonna do some more scraping. I hear the string tension on this thing. I don't know how well you can pick that up. That is toit toit. Alright, I've got 15 scrapes off the left limb here. Oh, we're at 26 pounds, even. Let's take a little further. Let's go to 11. To 29. We were at 29 at 13 before we did a heat treat. And we're at that at 11, so we're 2 inches shy. That's plenty of room to work with to get this tiller right. Alright. I feel like could use a little bit of wood removal right here where it used to be bending too much. Now it's not bending enough compared to this one. So I'm going to remove a little bit off of here because I feel like this left limb is on this left limb right here. I feel like it's not bending enough compared to this other one. So a little bit of scrapey on that. Alright, they're both bending the same amount now, just in different places. The that one is bending more here, and this one is bending more here. So I'm going to take more off here to get this to come down and that one to actually flatten out a little bit, and I'll just go back and forth until they come in a nice harmonious bend. Trying to go a little further down the chart, the 4-straw chart, to better expose what may be happening with these limbs that you can't see at a low brace or a low draw length. Alright, let's check it now. One to 12 inches, 32.1. Well, that was a ½ pound lost. Alright, I'm now at the point where the left limb bends slightly more than the right. So that's a good thing. I'm making a difference. It took about, I don't know how many times, who's counting? The point is, it's also starting to open up right in here now, which is what I want. And that is starting to tighten up, which is also what I want. So they're pretty well in balance. Now it's about the time to start working. It looks like, honestly, it's time to start working both of them to get them to come down evenly. So start working on both of them. I'm going to remove some from both sides and turn it back on when I'm ready to hang it up. All right, let's see what we got now. .5 at 12. Well, we've dropped basically another ½ pound. Alright, that one is definitely bending more than that one now. And it's bending nicely. I've got no complaints about how it's bending or where. Just if I can't make this one match. Alright, well now we're at an even 31 at 12. Alright, once again, they're balanced. I'm going to see if I can't, I think it's bending plenty in the fade. I'm going to see if I can't get mid and the outer thirds bending more on both limbs now. All right, that total looks just fine. So let's go to 15. So we got 34.5. Everything looks perfect so far, so let's take her down to 17. $39. Last time we were at 40, so we're tracking good. Let's see what 18 offers. $40. That doesn't seem right. $18. $40.5. I was taking a little bit of set there because 39 to 40 is not enough movement for enough poundage movement for 1 inch. So let's go back to 17 and see if we're still at 39. And we're not. We moved. Interesting. Taking set a little early on. Let's go to 19. $37.6. That's a huge weight reduction. And I'm pretty sure this thing just cracked. Feeling for it, but I don't feel it. It's almost like the handle's trying to pop off. The clusters of knots seem to feel tight. I don't know where it could be coming from. I'm gonna review the footage. It's giving me all the signs that it's gonna blow up, but I can't figure out why or where. There's no indications of any cracks on the back. Everything is super smooth. The pin knots are all holding together like they're supposed to. Maybe the handle's trying to pop off. That would not be the first time. But we all heard it. So I'm kind of tired of this. It's either going to be a bow or it's going to blow up at this point. I'm done. Let's see what happens. Recording on this. If it blows up, I'd like to catch it on video. Man, it's such a pretty. It looks great. $7.9. I'm just going to do a full 4-straw chart real quick. What's 19 say? $42.2. I keep hearing something tear. And not that there's anything I can do about it at this point, but I'm hearing it. But I'm not feeling it or seeing it. I can't even figure out what limit is. There's nothing. On the edges and pendants are where these things usually come undone. Found it. Well, that's it for that boat. Maybe I'll bamboo back it or sinew back it or something. But as it stands, that bow is not going to be a self bow. It's unfortunate. But so I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep this one off and wake up with more energy, I hope. Alright, I've got 57 hours. I have slept, I have eaten, I'm energized, and I had way too much coffee. I think I've got a plan to patch that bow. I'm going to create a grooved patch that's going to lay on the back and then feathered in, and then I'll probably do a wrap over the top of it. I've never done anything like this before, but someone once said, from the ashes of disaster grow the roses of success. So I'm going to make a patch out of the same wood that came off of that bow from the belly. I'm going to put it on the back. This is a scrap piece that I had tossed. I'm going to chase a ring on it, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to groove it, and then I'm going to groove the back to match, and I'm going to lay this in it, hoping that that'll make the difference that I need it to. So here we go.
The next episode will cover the repair, so stay tuned to see that process.